Hello everyone, here's what's coming up tonight on News Center Now.
And I think when you hear it's happening to other people, that's when you're like, okay, this is a repeated behavior and it can't continue.
How small businesses in Maine are more susceptible to workplace sexual harassment.
And 3 secrets from the TSA to help your security screening fly by this summer.
And is that a tractor leading a police chase? Only in Maine.
This is News Center Now.
With the explosion of the Me Too movement, sexual harassment in the workplace is a big discussion, but still not every case is reported. Hello, I'm Chris Costa in for Lee Goldberg.
And I'm Lindsay Mills. People who work in Maine's thousands of small businesses can be particularly vulnerable. Many of these businesses don't have a human resources department or aren't required to complete annual sexual assault training.
There are 2 women who experienced this problem firsthand and say that gap in policy is wrong, and they're doing something about it.
And quite honestly, when I had heard it was happening to other people in our community, that's when I got fired up. And that's when I came forward.
Stephanie Brock refuses to let another person find themselves in the situation she faced 6 months ago.
These words were the ones that helped me make the decision. Focus on the truth and not the outcome. And that's what it really came down to.
Her story is one of Maine's first public accounts of the Me Too movement, but she says it's hardly the first time she's been harassed while on the job.
It was a lot of counseling, it was a lot of therapy, it was a lot of talking to other people. It was a lot about, for me, like building some allies around making sure that what I was doing was the right thing, and that there would be other people there to help with moving the story forward.
Her company worked with another small business run by a man named Jess Knox. In an open letter posted on Facebook, Brock accused Knox of inappropriate behavior at work functions. But like thousands of small businesses in Maine, Knox's company had no human resources department, leaving the investigation of the claims to a board of trustees, including Betsy Peters.
I felt like I was in cognitive overload at the time.
This gap in Maine's sexual harassment policies sparked their collective idea behind a new website, mainecando.org.
And we've got to be able to use the momentum of what happened and flip the script. We're all powerful enough to take our role and get rid of this problem.
With the help of the Maine Coalition Against Sexual Assault, it compiles resources for survivors, small business owners, and investors to help prevent sexual harassment and navigate it when it happens. The Equal Employment Opportunity Commission reports about 75% of harassment cases go unreported.
They don't know what's going to happen. They're concerned about if they're going to get fired or not. And so we really wanted to lay out a lot of information and also acknowledge that there's a place to go get help. That's really giving power back to the victims to acknowledge that there is something that you can do if you choose to.
The site also provides resources for businesses, its leaders, and investors.
Everybody's responsible for taking part in this, and the website has tools for wherever you sit, you can make a difference.
One click at a time, they hope others can change the conversation.
To put that together so that other people feel that insulation that I felt, that part feels amazing.
The Maine Coalition Against Sexual Assault says the site is the first of its kind in Maine and possibly in the country. Also featured on the site is a section for people to take a pledge to prevent sexual harassment when they see it. There's even a text option. You can text the words MAINE with an E, can do, to 66866 to sign the pledge. All right, a big change from last night's weather.
That's right, sunshine as far as the eye can see, Jess.
I know, guys. It is gorgeous out there today. We had a great day, not a lot going on. It's because we have higher pressure in place. Things definitely quieted down quite a bit from our busy night last night. Mostly sunny skies out there, and it's going to be nice and bright as we go throughout this week as well. Things are going to be looking pretty good for the next couple of days. Again, an area of high pressure that is in place right now, and that's going to stick with us through the next couple of days. By tomorrow night, we'll see a cold front come through. It's only going to cool us off a little bit, though. Look at the temperatures. Highs today made it into the mid to upper 70s, 75. The high temperature today in Bangor, 78 in Portland, and it's still not too bad out there this evening. Most of us still pretty mild in those mid to upper 70s. A little bit cooler to the north, 67 in Caribou and 66 degrees right now in Greenville. Windy though today too. These are the current wind speeds, 15 to 25 miles an hour. Wind gusts are even higher than that, gusting to 30 right now in Portland and pretty close in Bangor, gusting to about 29 miles an hour. So warmer tomorrow, a few clouds tomorrow afternoon and evening, maybe a few sprinkles, then gorgeous for Thursday and Friday. The weekend though, looks a little iffy, guys. We'll talk about it coming up.
All right, Jess, thanks. Well, after a technical delay this morning, your ranked choice ballots are running through the system. This morning, some towns reports were unreadable by the computer, so that data had to be resubmitted. But the Secretary of State announced on his Facebook page that the ballots are in, and now we just have to wait for the computer to do its work. Then we will know the Democratic nominees for governor and the 2nd District House seat.
A Maine airport is expected to hit a new record with the number of travelers this summer. That's because recently officials at the Portland Jetport say the numbers have been soaring.
They typically see 1,000 passengers just in the first couple of hours every day. If that translates to long security lines to you, there are some hacks to get through the checkpoints fast. We verify to separate myth from fact.
It's kind of like being at the bank, right? Seems like whatever teller you pick, that's the slow line.
Many dread the waiting game, and at the airport, it can really test our patience. Rick Caldwell, the Transportation Security Administration supervisor at the Portland Jetport, is our source to find hacks that can actually help. Hack number 1, lines to the left move faster because more people are right-handed, so they tend to choose the lines on the right side of the checkpoint.
One thing I always tell passengers is not how many people are in front of you, but who's in front of you sometimes.
He says the process slows down when they find prohibited items in carry-ons, like large amounts of liquids and gels or pocket knives.
And if everybody's prepared, doesn't matter right or left, it should be equal. There is no one side or the other that does that. That's certainly a myth.
Hack number 2, lines that have less agents move faster. If there are more agents, it could mean someone's training, and then the line would move slower.
Not necessarily. Sometimes that's a good thing because then we can process more people. We have more people available for that.
Caldwell says the Portland Jetport is staffed to keep up with a record number of travelers anticipated this summer. So we're 0 for 2. Let's try hack number 3. If you want to bring your water or juice or iced coffee, if it's frozen, that works.
It does. So if it's frozen, it can go through.
You can help avoid a checkpoint headache if you follow the rules and have your boarding pass and ID or passport ready.
We shouldn't have any problems this summer.
And Caldwell says most often the wait at the Jetport is about 20 minutes. We also heard from you guys about an Ask Now that he answered. Alan Gibney writes, what are they doing to address their 80% failure rate? He's referring to an undercover probe a few years ago that discovered TSA screeners were missing test weapons. Caldwell answers Alan's question.
So we've gone through a lot of additional training over the last year or two to address any of those concerns that have gone on. I can tell you every month TSA is breaking new records for firearms found at the checkpoint.
Very interesting, yeah, and really, really good that they're learning from that test.
Definitely.
All right. Learning your mother is slowly losing her memories.
They were happy times, and so that's what she wants to talk about.
We follow a daughter's emotional journey as she comes to terms with her mother's dementia diagnosis.
5.7 million. That's the number of people living in America today with Alzheimer's dementia.
That's 5.7 million people forgetting what they ate for breakfast or their wedding day or the names of their own children.
Dementia is a terrible condition that robs our family members of their greatest memories. And while doctors feverishly search for a cure, people across the country are coming together to share their stories and offer advice to those just starting a journey with dementia.
Val Lego, a reporter at our sister station in Michigan, shares her mother's experience.
There are moments you think you'll always remember. But for some, they fade like film on old home movies. Nearly 5 million Americans have been diagnosed with dementia, and my mother is one of them.
Hi, Mom. Waiting for your phone call. Happy Mother's Day.
I think there's two. I'm getting up because I'm pinching.
Just a few months ago, we moved Mom into an advanced memory care facility. The hardest part was separating her from my dad. They've been married for nearly 60 years.
On average, it was 3 years between the onset of symptoms before they came into the clinic.
And that was the case with my mother, too.
He needs to get involved.
Dr. Theuss is a dementia specialist with Spectrum Health, and while he doesn't treat my mom, he proved to be a great resource when it came to talking with him about my mother's journey.
It does begin gradually, and it's progressive.
I often wondered, how could I have missed the signs? How could I not have known I was losing her? I don't want someone else to feel the same guilt. So I asked Dr. Theuss what to look for.
A little forgetfulness, and I don't remember so-and-so's name. You know, I see him every week at church, but I just couldn't come up with it. Forgetting a conversation, and then trouble with language. You see a pattern, and it's not just one bad day, one bad week, but this has been going on for 2 months. This has been going on for 6 months. Then you need to bring it to attention.
Just for 2 seconds, I wonder where I'm at.
Dr. Theuss heads up Spectrum Health's Dementia Clinic, and they recently conducted a study that found a very interesting statistic about dementia diagnosis.
Living with a spouse didn't bring you to care sooner, and living by yourself, it didn't necessarily protect you either.
Which may be why no one saw this coming.
You're doing good, Mom. That's okay. You're doing a good job.
Now the only conversations I have are the ones I'm not quite sure either of us understand. But we still have lots of laughs.
She doesn't remember yesterday, last week, and so remote memories are kind of the last to go. And so that's what she remembers now. And they were happy times, and so that's what she wants to talk about.
And sometimes she doesn't remember me.
And that's advanced when they don't remember children.
I know I lose her a little more every day. And Dr. Theuss confirmed what I already know is coming.
All right, I love you, Mom.
So I'm learning to live in the moment with my mom before it becomes just a memory.
That was Val Lego. Right now there's no cure for dementia, but researchers are making headway when it comes to predicting Alzheimer's by mapping your genetic makeup.
All right, so we have a few more days of sunshine ahead, but things do get interesting later on in the week. Jess Conley's full forecast is coming up.
And somebody stop that tractor. The low-speed chase in Berwick that has locals cracking up. We're getting a lot of questions on our Facebook live stream right now and our YouTube live stream, so we want to address one quick question that's coming up. During our lead story, we mentioned about a man named Jess Knox accused of sexual harassment in the workplace by multiple women. We wanted to make sure it was clear Mr. Knox admitted to those allegations. He apologized publicly for those allegations and resigned from his job. We reached out to Mr. Knox as part of our reporting process in the story, but we did not hear back from him. Thank you so much for weighing in and letting us know on our Facebook live streams and YouTube live streams, which we're always happy to take your questions in during Ask Now. And luckily we have Jess Conley here, who's going to provide us with some short-term good news, long-term.
I know. What are we going to be talking about now weather-wise? That rain was something else yesterday, and the storms.
The severe weather, the tornado warnings we had to deal with yesterday. Now it's just smooth sailing.
I will say really quickly, I was in Wells yesterday. I got to do like a late Father's Day with my dad.
Yeah.
And there was, all during the day, beautiful weather, sunny, a little bit hazy, but it was hot, great day to be at the beach. And right around that like 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock time, the skies turned real dark. I mean, just like you guys talked about, and we saw this really quick moving wind, rain, and I'm like, wow, I got to take a video of this. I should message
it. I saw your video.
Yeah, to our News Center
Maine
Facebook
about your
page.
video.
Yeah.
Hey, anytime you can take those videos, it's cool to see, right?
Yeah, but it's a little cold front coming through.
Oh, yeah.
Last night, and we are cooler today, but still it's nice, right? 77 in Portland, 76 still in Wiscasset, 75 in Bangor, but nothing compared to some of the temperatures we were seeing yesterday in southern Maine. We're into the low 90s. Much cooler today compared to yesterday, but still just a gorgeous day out there. Still 74 in Waterville and 76 in Augusta. The other thing that is very different is the humidity. Look at the dew points in the mid to upper 40s and lower 50s. Much drier air is in place. It is much more comfortable out there today. We still have plenty of sunshine. Higher pressure has moved in, and it's going to stick with us as we go through most of the day tomorrow too. And then another cold front comes through tomorrow night. That's going to cool us off a little bit for the day on Thursday and bring maybe a couple showers. So let's go through tonight. Still mild out there if you want to have dinner outside, sitting outside, just gorgeous. Temperatures still in the mid 60s at 8 o'clock this evening. As we go into tomorrow morning, those temperatures not too bad. You can see we'll start the day pretty similar, mid to upper 60s to start the morning tomorrow. Then as we get into tomorrow afternoon and evening, the temperatures warm up. We're back into the upper 70s for most of us and low 80s. So it's going to be a nice day tomorrow. You can see though by tomorrow evening, those clouds start to move in. We'll see a few rain showers too as that cold front crosses the state tomorrow night and into early during the day on Thursday. But then again on Thursday, we're going to clear out nicely. Temperatures will warm up some into the mid to upper 70s, but it's going to be nice and sunny. Friday, almost the same. Temperatures will be able to warm up again as we get into Friday afternoon. It should be pretty nice. But then the weekend. Unfortunately, the timing isn't great for this. Friday looks good, still pretty high pressure in place. That's going to keep us nice and bright. But as we get into the day on Saturday afternoon, we're seeing mostly cloudy skies. The rain really moves in as we get into the day on Sunday. So the better half of the weekend still looks like Saturday. It looks like Sunday. It'll be pretty rainy, but it'll actually clear out in time for Monday and Tuesday. I know that might not help you out a lot if you have Saturday and Sunday off as your weekend, but next couple of days look good. Mid 80s tomorrow, upper 70s to low 80s on Thursday. Friday, we're back into the upper 70s, still staying nice and sunny. And then this weekend, temperatures in the upper 60s and lower 70s on Saturday. So it's going to be cool, but just a few showers by later in the day. But Sunday looks kind of rainy, unfortunately.
I will say the rain, though, is powerful this time of year because I've been sneezing less today because of all that pollen. We got rid of it.
Washed it right out. I know.
So, I mean, it's good. You know, it's a good thing. We do need it.
Yeah, it's true.
And when it's so hot, it helps me out with growing the grass on my front lawn that's still just, and
I know that
the pain.
struggle, yeah.
I know. Hashtag homeownership struggles.
It's great.
Adulting. Jess, thanks so much.
Awesome.
Okay, guys, we're going a bit retro tonight in honor of Chris Costa and photojournalist Devin Crawford. They have a massive achievement. They won a National Edward R. Murrow Award, which recognizes the best in the business.
So we're really, really excited about it. We want to thank you guys as well because you guys contributed to this story. So here is Shoot or Don't Shoot. When we took a viewer into the shoes of a police officer forced to make a split-second life or death decision.
Drop the gun. Drop the gun. It's okay. Drop the gun.
Shoot or don't shoot. It's a split-second decision.
Put your gun down. I'll put my gun down.
Police officers across the country have to choose every day, and we put a viewer to the test.
Just drop the gun.
What happened? What did you see? What did you experience?
Ooh, a lot. I was not expecting that.
This is Jonathan Santos. He's one of hundreds who commented on Facebook after news of the officer-involved shooting in Portland in February. Why shoot to kill? That's my only question, he wrote.
At that point, I was kind of wondering why. And a lot of people had the same question.
He agreed to strap on some protective gear at the Wyndham Indoor Shooting Range and simulate standing in an officer's shoes using bullets filled with laundry detergent.
Now, if you aim at that target...
Peter Joyce is the training and operations manager.
Press that trigger back.
He's a 26-year veteran of the Portland Police Department and creator of the department's Special Reaction Team.
So we're always reacting, so that puts us behind the eight ball.
I want you to stand up, walk this way.
Joyce puts us through a handful of scenarios that police have actually encountered to see how we react.
Okay, we're going hot.
Jonathan responds to a call of a man acting suspicious in a restaurant.
How you doing today?
The man pulls a knife and starts coming at him.
Sir, stay right there.
Ceasefire. Did you even think about trying to shoot an arm?
Oh, no. At that point, it was just like too much going on.
Right.
So. Why not the leg? Because there's no time. Like, really, there is no time to think about it.
Were you looking at your sights or aware of your sights on your gun?
Yeah.
No, because it's overwhelming when you get under stress. Guys don't see those sights. Okay, so going hot.
We work as a team in the next scenario. A man acting suspicious at a retail store.
Sir, do you mind if we come closer?
Yeah, sure. Come on.
Is everything okay today?
Yeah, everything's fine. What's wrong?
What are you up to?
Would you guys like to see an ID or anything like that? Like, if I didn't do anything wrong, can I at least...
That's fine. Just stay right there. Just stay right where you are.
I'm going to talk to you.
Yeah.
Just take a sit. That's totally fine.
But no, it's fine.
We got to...
Stay right there.
No, you're fine, sir. Just go.
Ceasefire, ceasefire, ceasefire.
Think about you can go to like so much training and all that. Right at that moment, all that training is gone, I guess.
It's okay. Drop the gun.
Which brings us back to that split-second decision.
Drop the gun.
Okay, ceasefire.
I know, like, at the moment that they put their hands on the gun, like, they know that something's gonna happen, that some people might be hurt, some people might be dead. After all that is done, like, yeah, they kill somebody, they end somebody's life. They protect a lot of people, they save a lot of people, but that's still with them. They're gonna carry that for, like, I guess, the rest of their life.
And that story originally aired last spring, and we want to know if you've changed your opinion about officer-involved shootings or learned something new in the last year since that you weren't expecting.
It's really cool to see the reaction. We actually had a guy that day on our Facebook live stream, and now we have YouTube, our live stream as well, who had said, my brother was involved in an officer-involved shooting many, many years ago, and he didn't understand why things played out the way he did. So it's really, really cool to get the questions from you as viewers and be able to answer those questions by bringing them to the experts. And thanks to Peter Joyce as well for hosting us for that.
Very important and powerful story, Chris. Thanks. Okay, let's check in now with Cindy Williams, who has a lot more coming up on News Center Maine at 5:30. Hey, Cindy.
Hi, guys. I just have to say congratulations, Chris. Really, really great story.
Thank you.
Yeah, really nice job. Coming up at 5:30, the debate about the separation of families going on at the southern border of the United States is really heating up now. People on both sides of the political aisle are choosing sides, and it might surprise you what sides they're choosing. Plus, this isn't surprising, a big turnout at the annual George H.W. Bush Golf Classic today. We hit the links along with some stars out there. Those stories and more coming up at 5:30. Back to you.
All right, Cindy, thank you so much. We'll be right back after the break. All right, this story is just so Maine. Brewer police say a John Deere tractor was north on Main Street pulling a piece of machinery, and then police ensued in a low-speed chase.
I used to live right by here, and I would have loved to watch this in real life play out. Very Maine. Use the hashtag That's So Maine too, and send us your Maine moments. All right, News Center Maine at 5:30 starts right now.